Today we're making kombucha. I'm CM Coleman, welcome to my home. Today we are finally making something that people have been asking a lot about because they've seen this up there where those bottles usually are. It is the kombucha tea, and what this is it's a fermented tea that I love to drink, and it is carbonated and it is wonderful. And I make it myself because it can be like $4 or $5 a bottle. I can make it for pennies using our own sweet tea and then the mother of the kombucha. The kombucha mother is not pretty. I am telling you this right now. You are going to have to buy this. You can check out the link below, which will take you to my affiliate site on Amazon where you can get a kombucha mother, or you can look around and find them. You must follow the directions for reconstituting it if it comes dry, whatever directions there are. Once you have your first kombucha, which is not going to be flavored, this one we're going to flavor it, which is why I'm teaching you how to do this one. I'm making a pomegranate kombucha, which is wonderful. Simple ingredients, and it is so easy to make. The first step was we brewed our kombucha tea, which took 10 days, and I will explain that as we go along, because to brew it is the same thing as keeping it going. I'm doing this in 2 batches, which is why I did the double batch. The big thing that you have to worry about is temperature. You want to make sure that it stays at basically room temperature, between 68 and 70 something, so that way it doesn't get too hot and kill it. You also don't want metal to touch it. That's really important. Everything has to be ridiculously clean, which I've washed my hands, I've cleaned everything. This is ready to be put into bottles for the second fermenting, but we got to get it for the first fermenting. So I'm taking, this is 8 cups of tea. Then we are going to take our mother, which when I lift this up, and I'm going to lift it up with my fingers, you will notice that it actually has a disc on top. We are going to put this into our sweetened tea. If you're wondering what it smells like vinegar, because basically that's what you've got. This is the disc which comes off, which you can then use and give this to somebody, or you can keep it and just attach it. Alright, so now what do? Well, now we add 2 cups of our tea, our kombucha, to each jar. What I like to do to mix it up, I add a cup from each. Now I'm going to add 4 cups from, or half this bottle. Now the super easy part. I'm going to take this and cover it, putting a rubber band over it. Then I'm going to stick it in a nice warm place. Alright, let's talk special ingredients that you need for this. You don't need any. You can use regular ingredients, but one thing which I do highly recommend, if you go back to the day where I made the tea, click that button right there. You don't have to use organic white sugar, but I do say that you do have to use white sugar. I've tried this with other sugars and it did not work. This really needs to be a white sugar. The tea needs to be a black tea or a dark green tea. Fruit teas, those sort of thing, herbal teas do not work. To each of these bottles, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. 3 tablespoons of sugar does seem like a lot, but we need that sugar to help with the fermentation, the second fermentation. Now what we are going to use is we are going to use 2 tablespoons of pomegranate juice. You can use whatever kind of juice that you want, but I've found that I love the pomegranate juice, and so I used 2 tablespoons. Once each jar has been filled, now comes the easy hard part. All I have to do is take my kombucha, and I'm pouring this through a sieve to catch anything which is still in this, and fill the jars up to about 1 inch from the top. Now that I have all my kombucha filled into the jars, and bottles, and I've cleaned up the area so that we don't have an absolute mess, I put the top on, and these are resealable and are reusable, so that's why I like them. So I just put it on just like that. Make sure that the rim of your jar is free and clean, so that way it will seal properly. Once all the jars are sealed, I will wash them off and I will put them up there, placing these jars into the refrigerator to cool. Now we are ready to open our kombucha. Now, a lot of people just call it booch. You'll hear it is fizzy. This is the cool thing. I am using a strainer once again because there are still particles that will be in it. You can see the beautiful color. Now let's give this a taste. The taste is it's sweet, it's vinegary, yet it has that fruit flavor. It does have it's carbonated. You can add extra carbonation to it if you like. I've never found the need to add extra carbonation. I really do like this. This one is very sweet because of the 3 tablespoons of sugar. You do not have to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can have less sugar. The ingredients that I've given you is what I've found works. If you have other ingredients that you've tried and it worked for you, let me know. There are people who do not like it carbonated, so they don't go through the extra step of carbonating it. And if they want the sugar in it, they can add it, but they do not have to. This is a drink which I personally find amazing. And it's so easy to make, and I mean, when you consider how much this really costs, it's probably somewhere down in the realm of maybe $1 for a whole lot of this. I mean, this is just amazing. You can get everything really, really cheap. The most expensive thing that I had to buy was the pomegranate juice, and that's okay because, you know, 1 jar of pomegranate juice did the 12 jars that you see up there. The one thing that I do like about having it 3 tablespoons of sugar is I only drink a bottle of it a day, so I don't mind that much sugar. If you make this, let me know because I'd love to see what you do with this. I really do like this, but remember, this is very vinegary. If you do not like vinegar, you aren't going to like this that much. Remember to subscribe. Every Friday is a sweet treat. And as always, remember, why buy it when you can make it yourself?